speaking of sketchy, Jeff, we're going live. So
I resemble
anyway,
that comment.
if I ever don't tell you we're going live before we do, and tee you up with those questions that I just asked you before we just went live.
Yeah.
Wow. Some people,
Mm.
a lot of players, they go, you two are kind of crazy.
Yeah, you guys are a little bit off the rails. Yeah.
Anyway, boys and girls, ladies and gents, good morning. Friday morning. Brent Abel here. WebTennis.com, another episode of What's the Right Shot. And Jeff, another gorgeous day here in the Southern California desert.
Yeah. Rub it in. Yeah.
Okay, well, let me keep rubbing it in. Getting out in the grass at 9:30. Actually, grass court number 2, the original 2 grass courts here at Mission Hills, which, by the way, we have 10, and they started off with 2. And so, who was it? I can't remember. But anyway, we had a Davis Cup match here on the original 2 grass courts way back in the day.
Yeah.
And of course, our grass court players were Andy Roddick. And for starters, which is like, wait a minute, maybe we should have gone with the slow hard court, or maybe we should have gone with something other than grass. But I could be wrong about that. I might just be making that thing up. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, hope you guys are having a great start to your day wherever you are. And you got some good tennis on tap for the weekend. I know here, I think just about all of California is going to get some kind of storm this weekend. I know that we're going to be, looks like rain.
We're in it. Yeah, we're in it for the next 2 days.
Okay. Yeah. So, Jim, it's time for the GYM for a couple days, guys. If that's the case, if not, get your butt out there, get on the phone, get resourceful, get some guys out there, and let's crack a great sweat over the next couple of days. So, Jeff, today's theme is let me bring it up here. Hold on. Today's theme is it ain't a beauty contest.
It ain't.
No, it isn't. I started with it's not a beauty contest. And I said, God, that's just so plain Jane vanilla. So I said, okay, it ain't a beauty contest, which I think a lot of players are looking for that formula, especially if you were educated in engineering, architecture, any of those real smarty pants type things where everything's got to, if you're a draftsman, plans, all that, blueprints. I'm sorry, like but the game work. It just can't. You just can't say, well, you can ask me what's the formula for underline, fill in the blank, and I can tell you, well, best case it's this. However, best case doesn't happen that often in a match. No. And so if you're what I put in the email this morning, Jeff, was a lot of players, and I used to, once you start getting out of the formulas, once you start getting out of the predictable shot patterns that you love and have to start to improvise a little bit, well, that's when we start to stop breathing. That's when we stop breathing and we start looking for the exit. Yeah. And so you've got to be, anyway.
Well, no, I think that's really a critical segue there is just because your basic patterns aren't flushing out what you want today, aren't giving you the best opportunities. This guy's got game, he's got some answers for you. Doesn't mean your next solution is to go high risk. It's like, is there another pattern I can use? Maybe I haven't practiced that much. Maybe I haven't practiced it at all. But is there another pattern I can create that actually does kind of get a wedge in the door and create more opportunity than my standard ones, rather than thinking that I've got to go from my homegrown, warm, fuzzy patterns that I like to high risk. You don't need to go from low risk to high risk in one step. There's a lot of real estate in between those 2 points, and I think players miss that they've got to do more recon in a match to figure out a new pattern that again isn't always driving that I got to paint the lines.
Yeah. Well, I think this is really a mindset exercise as well, is that if you need to have patterns to be able to play the game. Man, I mean, if you play against anyone who's got any brain, they're going to go, "Oh, I see the pattern you like. Why would I? Why would I feed? Why would I serve that up to you?
Right.
Why wouldn't I make this thing look so nasty out here that you're hyperventilating the whole time, just going." So, anywho, um, I got a crazy point for you here, Jeff. I think that you'll like. I don't know why this one's got no audio, but it doesn't. So we'll just kind of talk our way through it. But again, the finals of the clay court last year had to go indoors, obviously. So, return to serve. That one didn't
Uh-oh.
quite work out. Now, what are we going to do? Okay. All right. So, obviously, Jeff, the pattern I want is a cross court standard volley,
Right.
right? It's wide open. Why wouldn't I do that? What would be the thought of my mind that would go, nah, why take the easy one? Let's just try something goofy.
Yeah.
Especially since it's match point.
And you might have a little, 2 sets worth of information that the rest of us don't have on
That's
one
true.
hand.
That's
On
true.
the other hand, if you're having a good day, you're feeling like you've got the ball on your strings, everything's going your way, fine, great. The guy's going to have to make a hard cut after making that drop shot back into the court, and he might be thinking exactly that. And you kind of go, let me just slide it behind him, maybe a little bit of a lob, or just a
Okay.
ball, just a straight crisp volley up the line where he's standing right now as he leaves that place.
Yeah. No, and I think the other thing too is that it is match point for a national title in singles. And rather than going when you're returning serve, oh my God, I just hope he doesn't get this. Oh my God, I hope he double faults. Oh my God, I hope this this lousy drop shot return to serve that I just played, that he somehow screws it up, right? I mean, there's so many thoughts, potential thoughts. I know that I used to have where I just, God dang it, I just want the results so freaking bad
Right.
that it's a mindset shift to be able to go at this point, not even thinking about finals, match point, whatever. It's just like, I mean, we all talk about we got to stay in the moment, got to stay in the present. When you talk about staying in the moment, this is like,
Yeah.
there's nothing else in the world going on right now,
Right.
except for
Right.
this thing right here. Well, and this is it right here. I mean, the big difference between practice and a real match is stress. We bring more stress to the real deal, especially if you're returning serve, finals, national event. And so less to no stress equals clarity and focus. All right. I had a little clarity and focus on this, Jeff, at that moment. It's a little goofy, but again, it's improv, right?
Right.
Oh my God. Okay. All right. Kind of crappy. All right. Let's go a little lob. And now let's go. Now, what are we going to do here?
Well, you got the lines wide open, of course.
Yes.
Of course, you can always go behind him, though, as he starts to cheat over to take care of the line. So,
Well,
yeah.
so what is he? Sorry, Tom. I'll call you back. So what's he thinking? I mean, he's thinking, oh my God, the line's wide open.
Right. And he might be
So,
thinking, he went behind me. He just went behind me. Maybe he's going to go behind me again. I'm going to just stay here.
okay. All right. You're so
Oh,
right. You're so right. However, and it goes wide, and then the big relief. Oh God. Oh
get
my
me out of
God.
here.
Thank you, baby. Thank you. That's all I have to do. And
Right.
there it is. So what's the point? The point today, guys, is that you got to be comfortable with the reality that most of our points, most of the games, most of the sets, most of the matches, just not a beauty contest. It just doesn't work out that way. And if you're trying to put everything into a nice little tidy box where you
Good
can,
luck.
I don't know how to,
Yeah. Well, the thing
uh,
is this, is that, you've got this individual across the net. He's thinking his own thoughts.
yeah,
Some of the guys, who you're playing, and you know their patterns, and they are kind of very predictable. They don't, let's say, they don't solve problems well. And those guys, once you figure it out, you can kind of drive them off the court, a couple sets, 2-2, whatever. And then other guys, they're trying to figure it out. And sometimes on any given day, you're not going to make the right choice with every ball. That's just, I hate to, again, the bearer of bad news. But it does, just because you're not making the perfect choice doesn't mean the point's over. He still has to hit it back. He still has to react. Where should he go stand next? So there is there's a back and forth to it, a yin and yang to it, if you will. And it just, like you said, it's not a beauty contest. You hit stuff, and sometimes you get away with it. And like there, you hit a shot. He looked a little sloppy on his effort to actually cover that ball. And there you go. Thank you very much. Let's go get a beer. I'm
yeah,
done.
right, exactly, yeah. So, and I've seen this before, where there was a guy who was working with Mr. Stowe back in the day. I don't think you'd know this guy, not one of the guys in the group I was with, but I knew
Yeah.
he was on the court with Tom for a bit. But he was trying to perfect the Stowe method to such a degree that I'll never forget. A guy, he was playing a singles match, court 3, BTC, Pacific Coast Seniors one year, and he's right by the fence, by the walkway there. So I'm watching him, just kind of curious how he's doing with the Stowe method. And the guy he's in the deuce side singles match, and the server hits a serve to this guy's forehand. And he gets over there, looks perfect. I mean, the Stowe method is just like, if you knew what the Stowe method is, you're going, oh wow, this is it.
Yeah. Right.
And he catches the ball a hair late. It screams up the line, 2 feet inside the sideline for the cleanest winner. And the sound was loud coming off the guy's
Right.
racket, right?
Great compression on the strings, right?
Yes.
Everything.
And he's pissed.
Yeah.
He's going, God dang it. Yeah. Shit, I'm just going, I won't say his name, but I'm going, afterwards, I said, what's the matter with you? I said, you just did the Stowe method perfect. Like half a nanosecond late, hit a perfect shot, and you're upset. You go, well, yeah, man, I was trying to go right back up the middle. I'm going, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, needless to say, he didn't have a great senior career.
Yeah.
It finally drove him mad, crazy. And I think he just decided, you know what, I'm going to take up dirt bike racing or something.
He's in a padded room now.
It could be. But
that's
right,
it. This game is, it's there's what percentage of knowing your own patterns, what percentage of improving those patterns, and are those patterns actually feeding your strengths, right? Some players that that I've had the privilege of working with and still work with, we start out in a certain vein, and I'm watching kind of see what they do. And it's like, is that pattern, that you hit that pattern really well, but is it serving you? Is it actually creating the opportunities we want to create? So it's not that they're not striking the ball well, it's just they're not seeing the reality of what it is they're creating. And so it's like, well, we need to change this a little bit. On that last ball, instead of hitting it linear, I need you to hit a cross-court roller. And they look at me like, what?
yeah.
No.
I mean, but it's wide open, Jeff. Up the line. Look at this, man. It's wide open.
Yeah, it's wide open. Go ahead. Let's see how many times this is successful, right? And so it's really, players you've got to find another voice, another set of eyeballs to look at what you're doing. Especially if you're a decent ball striker and can't get it over the hump. There's something else going on there. And it's not about, again, if I had 3 more revolutions of topspin on, that would solve the equation for me. Nope, sorry, you're probably just not constructing points that actually feed your strengths. And that's just a huge blind spot, I think, for a lot of players.
Yeah. All right. Well, on that note, shall we set these boys and girls free for the weekend and let them go do their thing and start improvising? And again, improv in tennis is not it's not comedy. Could be.
Depends on who's on the court, right?
So I would say that the one thing you don't want improv with is with spacing, right? So you have to do everything you possibly can footwork wise to align yourself to the path of that incoming ball so that you don't have to improvise swing tech, so that you do get to have some kind of a repeatable
Yeah.
swing at the ball that you got some confidence with. Because, but in terms of the reality of what it looks like out there, if you're labeling yourself as a shot maker and or the guy who wants to be on ESPN 11 p.m. top 10 shots of the day, all 10 of the shots,
All 10, yes.
yeah, not just one, all 10.
Yeah.
Man, it's not going to work out. All right, guys. Hope this has been helpful today. Any more comments? William Peak, thanks for your don't want to be too predictable. Absolutely. Dropper at his feet. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm not sure which one you mean, which would be the forehand roller, but that's basically my intention was to get it down to his feet. And let's see what happens. We'll just continue
Right.
the improv sequence to see what's next. And he misses it, and okay.
Relief. Get me out of here.
Out of here. Let's see. Can I change my flight from tonight to this afternoon? Good. Let me get home, just to make sure that this isn't a dream. All right, guys. Again, down below, let me know in the comments area what's on your mind. Love to read those. Always respond to them. And if you want to keep the conversation private, just shoot me an email, Brent at WebTennis.com. Jeff is always available, also at Jeff at Jacklich365.com up there in Northern California.
Yeah.
Well, got to get ready. Sorry, Jeff. Got to get ready for that grass court thing at grass court number 2. I know. Hey, it's a choice.
Hey, it's a choice. It is.
It's a choice of where we live. I gotta tell you, the Southern California desert, Mission Hills, all this stuff, it's like the best kept secret. I don't know, maybe not. Maybe it's not a best kept secret, but the price of real estate here is very reasonable. It's incredible. I guess only because the land here just goes forever east. I mean, you can't go any more west because of the San Jacintos, but you can keep building until you get to Phoenix, I guess, which is about a 4-hour drive. So maybe, we bought this place 11 years ago.
Yeah.
It's appreciated a little, but
a smidge.
A smidge. It's not like the rest of like Northern California. Yeah. Well, like where you are.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's like
crazy town.
Yeah. Oh, all of California is crazy town. Come on.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Do we want to start
there's a whole host of that's a different conversation. Talk about crazy town, but that's we won't go there.
Are you going to pay your taxes to the governor this year? I'm sorry. We should not go here, Jeff.
Really? That's your last question. That's why you want to set my day off, and it's already raining outside. Thanks, B. Yeah. Have a good day.
On that note, time to get out of here. Get out there, help someone else. Have a great day, guys. See you again next time.